What's up, y'all? It's me, Erica. This is your Married to Medicine review. The time is changing, honey. Diva has to put on her glasses. It's the little night is still a little dark. The sun hasn't peeked its head through the clouds this morning. It's a chance of rain, 30 to 40% chance of rain this morning. I can't wear my glasses. I had to cut my hair, y'all. It was looking a mess. It looked like a goddamn Rolls of Jericho. That's how dry it was. My hair was dry. I was like, okay, let me cut it. Because I usually dye it, but whatever. Whatever, child. This is your Married to Medicine review. We start off with Mariah and Lauren going to her first OBGYN appointment because I guess based on the girl saying that she's ready, she doesn't want to be in kids' clothes anymore. I guess Mariah thinks she's gonna be having sex. But you know, it's better safe than sorry. You always take and I think Simone asked the little girl some good questions, you know, about her friends, you know, peer pressure, about her friends, texting boys, sending pictures. You know, she asked Mariah to leave the room because she wants her daughter to have some privacy. I can't see, y'all. I can't see. Let me see. Is there a glare? Y'all gonna have to deal with the glare. I mean, I guess y'all deal with it when I have the sunglasses on. My lights on, but it's just dark. Okay, so Simone asked Lauren some really good questions. I think that, you know, young girls should go to the doctor, ask the questions that a medical professional can answer. Sometimes parents they don't know how to explain it, or they're embarrassed, so they take the child to the doctor, which is, I understand it, but then I don't understand it. But I mean, to go to the OBGYN, you know, to go get a checkup and, you know, make sure everything is okay. I think Simone asked the little girl some good questions. She asked her about sexting, asked her about sending pictures, and told her boys are nasty. I don't know why y'all be telling kids that wait till you're married. What kind of dumbass shit is that? First of all, who said I wanted to get married? Number one. Number two, I'm ready to have sex now. What you talking about, girl? Wait till I'm married. Girl, let's pretend I did, okay? So that was a cute scene. We getting a little personal side to Mariah, seeing her in mommy mode, because her in friend mode, she's trash as a friend. To be honest, I mean, I've never seen Mariah be there for any of them girls. Have y'all? I mean, let me shut up. Yeah, Mariah is wonderful. She is a beautiful girl. She is wonderful. Jackie and Quad are meeting. Quad is sitting down with Jackie. And Jackie just asked her, how are you? How are you feeling? She was like, oh, I'm doing good. You know, she putting on a show for, you know, Quad, you're going to have to stop lying when people ask you how are you doing. You know how many people lie to you a day when you ask them how are you doing and they say fine or I'm good? Half of those people are not fine and half of those people are not good. So we got to be a little bit more aware and be honest about how we feel, because I know it's hard. I could feel for Quad. I understand where she's coming from, but you're not going to say that these women are not being sisterly to you when they're trying to be there for you. You are operating from a space that you don't tell anybody your business. And I get it, because I feel the same way. I feel like I'm not telling nobody my business, because first of all, you got your own problems, number one. And number two, you probably really don't give a fuck about my problems. You understand what I'm saying? So I understand where Quad is coming from. Like, I'm not going to tell y'all my shit. And, you know, everybody else got their shit. But Jackie is trying to tell her, you know, you come talk to me. And Jackie's explaining to her, I know how it feels to not want to share. I know how it feels to not want to answer questions. I get it. But you on this show. And apparently, Quad and Gregory haven't been together in years. Like, there's been a lot of tension for years, and we haven't seen it on Married to Medicine. So is that why Mariah keeps calling Quad a fraud? But at the same time, Mariah, we don't know nothing about you and Aiden, and we saw the way Aiden looked at you when you let everybody know that he cheated on you. We saw that. So I'm trying to understand why she keeps calling the girl a fraud. But anyways, she's like, you know, Gregory calls Quad while she's at Jackie's house 2 or 3 times. And he's on the phone. He knows that his calls are recorded when they're filming. I just want to know where my wife is. Was you looking for your wife in the hotel room, Gregory? Shit. Was you looking for her there when you checked into the hotel room, nigga? Was you looking for her when you was dancing on that bitch at the club? Was you looking for Quad then? Get out here, Gregory. I love the way Quad says Gregory. She act like she's so annoyed with that man. I know, she's like, he's on his way. He knows that I'm 2 steps away from filing divorce. She finally came out and said it because Jackie seemed like she was sympathizing with Gregory. Like, he's just calling to see where his wife is. Bitch, he's putting on a show. Shut up. Sit down for a second. That's the reason why I don't tell you bitches nothing. And I felt that feeling from Quad. Like, that's why I don't tell you bitches nothing. Y'all want to sympathize with the man. And Jackie should understand, if anything, you need to sympathize with Quad. Period. Fuck what Greg is talking about. You got you and dry lip Curtis over there trying to give people advice. And I'm not taking advice from Curtis. No. Now, Gregory and them, they had a guys' night, but we'll get to that. She said she is about to file. Why did I write 10:02? Oh, I guess that's where I stayed up. He said, you're not coming home at night. So where the hell's Quad staying? If she's not coming home at night, you stay in a hotel, girl, or you got... Hey, let me tell you something. I would not be surprised if Quad had an apartment. I wouldn't be surprised if Quad had a condo downtown somewhere. I wouldn't be surprised. She don't want to deal with that man. Man, you need to turn your lights on, boo. The time is changing. Put your lights on, honey, so we can see you coming up from behind. It's supposed to rain today, y'all. I love it when the weather changes like this. I tell you, it's a whole nother energy, baby. I fucking love it. Heavenly, they show Heavenly with her son. He comes in. So listen, here's the thing I want to talk about with Heavenly and her son. Her son is cute, handsome little dude. He's in college, first year, second year. Seems like he's in the second year, I want to say. Talking to him about how come he don't come around and this and that, because obviously he has a girlfriend. Okay, this is where parents fuck up. Stop assuming that your child has a boyfriend if they're female and a girlfriend if they're male. When you assume that and you start asking what little girls and they're gay, they're not going to share nothing with you, because there's an assumption that they should be partnered with someone of the opposite sex, and that's not who they are. So you have to be mindful and ask it in a way that leaves it open for them to say, no, Mom, are you seeing anyone? Then you make it more comfortable. So, are you seeing any guys? You seeing any girls? That's how you ask. You see, you like guys? You like girls? Like, what's up? Make it comfortable for them to feel like, oh, I just know that I'm very cognizant about the things that I speak of. I don't have anything, y'all know how I feel about the community. Y'all know how I feel like that. Y'all know I go hard. I am very cognizant of making a comfortable space for my children. So if they are gay, that they don't feel like, oh, mommy only thinks I should be with women. Mommy's only asking me about girlfriends. You know what I'm saying? Let me see what you're doing. Okay, so I think that when you ask, he was like, no, I'm not seeing no girls. Yeah, because he probably seeing some boys. But you're not asking the right questions, Heavenly. You're not asking the right question. You got to be very mindful. I'm not saying Heavenly is homophobic or anything like that. It's just a normal thing where parents kind of mess up, because there's an assumption that your male child is going to be with a female child. You understand what I'm saying? It's an assumption that your female child is going to be with the male child, and that's not always true. So when you ask the question, they're in college, and let me tell you something, there's a time and a place for everything, and it's college. Do you understand me? And if anyone is having or experimenting or having new sexual experiences, that's happening in college. You got to make sure your kids are comfortable with talking to you, especially if you want to make sure they're being safe, especially, you know what I'm saying? So it's just very important that the way that you ask a question, if you want to find out your child's having sex or whatever the hell, you just have to be mindful of asking the question. Like even Simone with Lauren, you up there asking, boys are nasty. She's saying, yeah, boys are nasty. Do you like girls? You know what I'm saying? Like, ask the fucking question. Don't be ashamed. Don't be like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Don't do that, because you want to make a safe place. You know how many of my gay friends explained to me as a child they didn't feel safe to express themselves until after a certain age to their parents, because their parents automatically assume that they're straight, and it's not fair. It's not fair, and it doesn't create a safe environment. So my advice to Heavenly, ask the question differently, honey, so you can get the answer that you're really looking for, girl. So Damon comes in, and if you notice, I know that there's this joke, like Mariah likes to crack on Heavenly about Damon calling her buddy, but I think you can tell that he calls everybody buddy, and so does Heavenly. That must be their family term of endearment. I don't think, at first when he called her buddy, I was like, what the fuck? But then after I like listened to the way that it's like, that's their term of endearment for their family. They call Alora buddy, and they call Lil Damon buddy. Lil Damon. They call him buddy too. And Heavenly calls her children buddy, and Daddy calls Heavenly buddy. So I remember Mariah making a joke like, your husband calls you buddy, you just a little buddy to him. But no, that's a term of endearment for them. You may not understand it, because why? It's not your family. She's talking to Damon. He's sitting there and telling how he cleaned up the office and stuff like that. They're having talk. I like Damon and Heavenly. I just don't like Damon's misogynistic ideas and chauvinistic ideas when it comes to male and female human relationships. I don't agree with him. Like, when they were talking about Gregory cheating, and he was like, y'all always trying to figure out a way to excuse the man, because if it was a woman, you wouldn't accept that. And he's like, you right. If you don't go sit your ass down somewhere, Damon, you little bulldog looking ass, we don't, that's not how we operate around here. So you're gonna have different expectations for your son than for your daughter. Well, we know how that goes. That's a normal thing in our community, but we need to break those cycles. You understand what I'm saying? Don't excuse, and it's behavior where you excuse the man because society has taught us that men will be men, and that men are hypersexual, and men just can't control themselves, and they should be excused from that. Just a bunch of excuses for men. Yes, Miss Black Lady, Black Queen with your rap on this morning. Yes. Walking your strength, Black Lady. All right, so Damon is Heavenly is telling Damon that she went to anger management, and he suggested that she go back to Miami, and she said she's trying to figure out what in Miami did she suppress, what happened in Miami that she suppressed, that she hasn't been back to Miami in 20 years. And she was like, I think it would work because it worked for you when you went to Barbados. And he was like, yeah, it did work for me, and maybe that's something that you need to do. I like how him and Heavenly interact. I just don't like how either of them approach marital relationships and stuff like that. I just don't like all the advice that they give. You understand what I'm saying? But I adore Heavenly. I was talking to my friend last night about Heavenly, and how we were saying, he was saying Heavenly reminds him of his mother, and I was like, in some instances Heavenly reminds me of my grandmother. Straightforward, shoot from the hip, not really, but also real welcoming and loving at the same time. You understand what I'm saying? That's how my grandmother is. And I just don't like, anyway, so I like the advice that he gives her, and he's encouraging her to go, and he was like, I might go out. She was like, no, you not. And they have that. She was like, I'm just playing daddy. They're so stupid though. I think it is hilarious that she calls him daddy. And then I think it's even more funny that we all call that nigga daddy now. Team daddy. We're gonna get our team daddy mugs, y'all. I think that shit is hilarious. So she said she's gonna go back, and and she mentioned how Mariah does remind her of her sister, and maybe that's why she's always like fussing at her or going at her, because she does. And then I thought about Mariah when they were at Heavenly's house, and Mariah was like, why everything you say is always against me? And it's almost like Heavenly is like, you're my target, I'm going after you. But here's the thing, Mariah goes to Heavenly. She throws shots at Heavenly. Heavenly just doesn't become the victim afterwards. She's okay with calling you a bitch. She's okay with calling you a hoe. And that's what she's trying to explain to Jackie and what's her name? Jackie and Simone. It comes from love. I'm calling y'all, like, I don't know what it is. Y'all know I use bitch. I use every fucking word that is considered a curse word. In my home, we call them adult words. That means that you can't say them as a child, but you're more than welcome to say them as an adult. And it's so funny because even the word hell in some households is considered a bad word. And then it was funny because my son said something the other day about, and he spelled out hell, and I was like, why are you spelling it out? And he was like, well, isn't it? I said, it's not a bad word. You can say hell in here. What the hell? What the hell? So no, we're not doing that. It's an adult word, like real, fuck and all this other stuff. But I love the way Heavenly talks, like that. Maybe because that's how I talk, so that's why I don't see nothing wrong with how she talks, but there's some women like, oh my God, don't call me a bitch. For what? Bitch, shut up. Like, just shut up. Like, I never understood that. Like, amongst each other, I could understand you. And even like Heavenly said, remember when Eugene said that they act like a bunch of niggas? That y'all acting just like some niggas, right? Kind of using which I don't like. I do not like when we use words that have been used against us and we weaponize them the same way white people do. I don't like that. So like when Eugene said, oh, y'all up here, y'all really acting like some niggas. So what's the difference? All y'all niggas up in here, I don't give a fuck how many letters you have behind your name, period. Okay? And so why are you saying, it's a way that you say it in the intent and the inflection and the delivery. But when you use it in a way to, like, you're weaponizing it, you use it in a way a white person would use it, don't do that. But you're not gonna sit here, I'm calling you a bitch. Bitch, what the fuck? Like, are you really about to get offended? Now, if we in an argument and I call you bitch, I'm like, me, if you call me a bitch in an argument, I'm be like, oh, okay. You that's all you got? You understand what I'm saying? There's some people are really like, I don't want to be called, I don't understand. I don't know, maybe I have some growing to do. I just don't get the big deal amongst each other. But some people are raised to, but I don't know how some people are raised, to be honest. I cuss. I don't give a fuck. Y'all already know. The guys have a boys' night out, guys' night out. I don't know if they're doing a crab ball. I saw with some crawdads, some crawfish. Ooh, I want some. That sounds so good. When the season start? Oh, there's this place right by my house, and they put them in that all of that juice and stuff. Oh my God, they're so good. Now I want some. Eugene. All the guys come, all of the husbands. Now, this is one reason why I like the show, is that everyone is married, so everyone has a partner, and then the partners can get together and have, and get down and have company, keep each other company. So it's good. The men get together. Gregory shows up. They're making fun of Curtis eating salad, saying Jackie really got you. You know what I'm saying? Just stuff like that. And Eugene gives Greg the best advice. That he says that he remembers, and I want y'all to listen to what Eugene said. He remembers his parents always fighting. They stayed together for the kids. But he remembers his parents always fighting, and him and his siblings being like, why the fuck don't y'all just break up? What are y'all saying? Like, I will never advocate for two people staying together for a child, because what you are doing is normalizing your fucked up behavior. The way you are disrespectful, the way y'all talk to each other, the way y'all communicate or don't communicate. You are teaching your child who's observing this as a normal way that you deal with a partner, that you communicate. And we got to deal with the motherfuckers after they're raised and adults. We got to deal with your kids, not your adult children, not being able to communicate their feelings and their boundaries. We got to deal with that. So you need to teach your children that in the home. And teaching your children that in the home does not mean you stay in a relationship for them and live your miserable life and have your child be a witness to your miserable life so they can then repeat it. Have you guys watched This Is Us? This Is Us shows. I love that show so much, because it really shows how your family, within your family, whether you are estranged or whether you are connected with your family, you will repeat cycles, period. You will repeat cycles. Look at the way that the daughter treated her fiance. like her mother was acting like she acted like her mother. As much as she didn't want to be like her mother, she just like her mother in her relationship with that man. Because what did she see growing up? She saw her mother in a relationship with her father and saw how her mother treated her father. So she thinks that that's okay to treat her husband like that. No. So here, the thing is, Eugene says, listen, when is enough? Enough is enough. When is it enough? When do you decide, you know what? This is not working. What we're doing to work on it is not working. It's time to give it up. What are you trying to hold on to? I want to feel desired. Shut your ass up. Well, if the rumors are true, Gregory, Quad, I don't know, she just probably is not attracted to you anymore. And then it takes a lot, like, there's this thing that men can have sex without emotion and all this other foolishness, so you should be able to forgive them because the emotion is not there. But for some women, once they feel like their husband has dishonored them, they don't feel any love toward. They become apathetic towards a person. They don't feel any love. They don't want to work on anything. Nigga, you violated the whole relationship. If we did have problems, you made it worse by going to a hotel room with another bitch. Like, what are you doing? I don't want nothing to do with you. I don't even want to work at this. Quad seems like she's so annoyed with Gregory. And she's seemed like that forever. Bitch, if you don't get your monkey ass over with your blinker, okay, well, that's it. I was trying to be nice. Drink your coffee, ho. So Toya and Eugene go house hunting. Toya wants a double, what do you call it? What do you call it? Set 2-floor closet, which making a 2-floor closet and then making it go into the basement is a really good use of space, Toya. That's smart. I was like, okay, Toya. And he wants his grilling deck, and hopefully they get a nice house. They want to move to Alpharetta. It's nowhere near Atlanta. It's far. Isn't it north? I think it's north. But they're saying they can get a lot of bang for their buck in Alpharetta, and saying they can have when they're $2 million home. You can't buy shit for $2 million. You buy a $2 million home out here, it's probably about 1,300 square feet. $2 million home. I'm exaggerating, but anyway. So they're getting their house built. It looks like, I can't wait to see their house. I'm sure she'll throw a party. But we'll see. Simone is with her family. She said her and Cecil are getting along, spending more time with each other. I was waiting for him to hug her when she walked in. I was like, he better hug her. Somebody better hug. They better hug each other. Like, y'all gotta hug each other, kiss each other. Don't leave the house without kissing each other. When you greet each other for real. Like, some love and affection and some kissing and shit. You understand what I'm saying? Some reinforcement. Like, here, come on, get this energy. You understand? Like, I was so glad that they hugged, So I'm like, okay, Simone, working with Cecil, trying to spend more time. They had the little boy. I don't know what's going to happen. We see later on in the season, Cecil does something and Simone gets up and leaves. So I'm holding all my kudos for Cecil, because he really needs to go see a therapist, because he doesn't know how to show affection and he doesn't know how to show love. And guess where he probably learned that from his mama and daddy. So yeah. So when you teach your kid fucked up communication skills and fucked up interpersonal skills, now they got partners that they got to deal with. Some shit you done, some shit you did. You understand what I'm saying? I can see a little better now, sun, but no sun, guys. You know what I'm saying? I told you, when the weather changes, I don't have to worry about the sunglasses. I can look y'all in the face. I really don't like to wear sunglasses, because I like y'all to be able to see my eyes. It's a different energy when you can see my eyes. You can relate more, right? You can see. I don't like to wear my sunglasses. Anyways, I don't know why I'm talking. I don't know. The energy is different. I just love when the energy is different in the morning. I love the cool, crisp. You know what I'm saying? I love all of that. All right, anyway. So, Scott and Contessa, they go to the doctor. Contessa is opting to have an elective double mastectomy. What did they call it? I forgot what they call it. But she has had an abnormal mammogram since what did she say, for 10 years they've been abnormal. So she's going to opt to have an elective surgery where they're going to remove all the breast tissue, and then basically, keep her nipples, and then give her reconstructive surgery so she can have, to still have her breasts. You know what I'm saying? Which I think it's brave for Contessa to do that. Her husband is like kind of apprehensive because she's doing what Angelina Jolie did. Like, my mother was susceptible to this. I do not want to go through this. So, and what makes the medical industry so wonderful in some senses is that now these women don't have to, they don't have to have their breasts removed and not have breasts after their surgery. And a lot of women, their breasts really symbolizes them being a woman. You understand what I'm saying? And so they want their breasts. Got it? And I think it's wonderful that you can have a surgery after you get a double mastectomy to have reconstructive surgery so that you can have breasts. And she's gonna keep her nipples. I don't know how they're gonna. That is amazing. I don't know how they're gonna do it. I'm ready to see it. And we see it at the end of the show that the doctor calls her and says, we have an opening tomorrow for surgery. And Contessa's like, what am I going to do? I'm trying to figure out reasons to say no, and I can't find any reason to say no. So let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it. I was like, yes, Contessa. Contessa is fucking brave. She's brave. I'm going to give it to her. I'm not going to take nothing away from her. She's brave, and she's doing it so that she can be there for her family, because she recognizes how it affected her when her mother and father were always sick. So she doesn't want her children to go through that. And I'm here for it. Kudos to Contessa. They get to Miami, Heavenly get to Miami. She seems like she's really happy. Like she got a different energy going back home. We're gonna see how that's gonna turn out for Heavenly. But they were sitting down talking, and Jackie was trying to explain to Heavenly how she how she speaks to people, how it doesn't always come out right. And she said, when they were eating the food, and Heavenly told Jackie, just eat what the fuck we got. What you over here acting for base chick? I love it. She was like, the dentist knows how to, what she say? The dentist knows how to lay out a spread, honey. That's like the things that I like about Heavenly, because she's very hospitable too. Like, every time she greeted the girls when they came to her house, she was very like, oh, I just like that about her. And she, and what she did was typical Heavenly move when Jackie was like, this is a safe space, right? And she's like, yeah. So she says, I'm going to tell you about yourself. So she starts telling Heavenly about herself, and Heavenly is like, well, I would prefer it if you say bitch sometimes, because, I feel like basically you're not really keeping it real. You're trying to, she's like, but that's not me. But at one point, did you hear Jackie call Heavenly girl? She was like, the way you talk to me, what did she say? I don't remember what she said, but she ended the sentence with girl. I have never heard Jackie use girl like that. I used to hate when women called me girl. I hated when white women called me girl, because I felt like they were trying to relate. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, no, that's not for you. Don't call me girl. And I used to always be like, when somebody says girl, they're getting ready to gossip. They're getting ready to tell you some shit. They're getting ready to spill some tea. Lady, you need to get off my ass. What the fuck are you doing? You want to go with me, bitch? So Jackie kept Heavenly on, and she said, so we gonna flip it? This is a roundabout thing? I thought this is for you. I thought we were giving you criticism and talking to you about your behavior. You don't like what I'm saying, so now you want to flip it on me. And she was like, basically that's what she was doing, and she called her out. That is an important quality to have as a friend, y'all. Keep your friends honest. Keep them honest. If their behavior is fucked up, we're out of this thing where that's just the way he is, or that's just the way she is. If the behavior is substandard, you need to call your friends out and keep them honest. Yes, they might be mad, but keep them honest, make them better, and uphold them too, and support them. I always say that. Support, uplift, and encourage, and uphold, and keep your friends honest, and do that for your friends, because you're not, if Heavenly's behavior is bad, you're not going to sit there and allow her to do it. Tell her, like, when you do this comes out the wrong way. You understand? She says she brought Simone and Jackie because she trusts them the most. And I don't know why she wouldn't have brought Quad, but I guess Quad is going through her own shit, so she probably wouldn't have been able to be there. But Quad was going through her own shit. That's a nice F-150. Quad was going through her own shit when she was helping Simone find her dad, so that's a part of friendship. All of us is going through something. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is going through something, and we just got to be able to balance that. But some people can't, so we're gonna see what Quad. So that was pretty much it of the episode. I enjoyed it. Actually, it was kind of slow, but I enjoyed it. It was real quick, not too many notes I had to take. What did you guys think overall? What do you guys think about what's happening with Heavenly? Do you think we're gonna have some breakthroughs with Heavenly going back to Miami? Do you think Jackie was right in telling Heavenly about herself? Do we think that Contessa, what do we think about Contessa getting her double mastectomy? And what do we also think about, what do you guys think about the way that Heavenly approached her son, asking her son if he had girlfriends? Do you think that, what do you think about that? And then who else do we have? And Quad. Do y'all think that do y'all think Quad got an apartment somewhere? I think where are you going at night, Quad, to where Gregory is calling you over and over again looking for? What is it, Gregory? What is it, Gregory? What do you want? I'm with Quad, and she already filed for divorce. Support your girl, and Toya, throw Quad a divorce party, bitch. All right, y'all, take care of each other. Peace.